Check us out on Patreon, guys, where we give you our exclusive access to all of our videos, 186 videos and counting. We just updated it. That's why I know how many videos is on there.
Bangers too, though. Bangers. Nothing too shabby. I mean, I don't know, like a Led Zeppelin marathon. We got Metallica on there, some Megadeth stuff. I'm just saying. Just throwing that out there, man. So if you're interested, definitely check that out, guys. The link for that will be in the description.
What's up, guys? Your boys are back. I'm Ryan, my man George.
What's shaking, guys? How y'all living out there? Shout out to the free thinkers, of course.
All right, man. So we're getting back to Muse, man. We did Uprising, I think, a couple months ago, man. Expounding our musical palettes.
Yeah, man. Trying to keep it, somewhat relevant to what's going on in current rock. I was gonna say metal. Rock. You know what I'm saying? In the rock sphere. So. This one is just came out, on the 13th?
Yes, sir. Won't Stand Down is the name of this song. But before we get into that, shout out to everybody that's been helping us with Deaf to Radio, our website, and Deaf to Radio on our Instagram, because we changed that from Lost in Vegas to Deaf to Radio, DEAF, the number 2, radio. The information for that will be in the description below, guys.
Yes, indeed. Now this is, I don't know where Muse is going with this album. It looks like the album's called M9. Doesn't look like it's came out yet, so I guess this is the lead single for the album. And we're still completely in the dark with Muse. We don't really know too much about them. You guys gave us some information on them. You said that they're a very experimental band, very innovative in their approach to rock music. And I don't even know, some of you guys say you said that they don't do rock. They've done different genres and this and that. So Uprising was its own thing to me as well. So I'm intrigued to see kind of what side of Muse we're going to get here.
So let's see what they talking about, man.
Let's get into it. Muse Won't Stand Down.
Concede and let someone trample on me. You strung me along, I thought I was strong, but you were just gaslighting me. I've opened my eyes and counted the lies, and now it is clearer to me. You are just a user and an abuser, living vicariously. I never believed that I would concede and get myself blown asunder. You strung me along, I thought I was strong, but now you have pushed me under. I've opened my eyes and counted the lies, and now it is clearer to me. You are just a user and an abuser, and I refuse to take it. Won't stand down, I'm cold, stronger. Won't stand down, I'm old no longer. Won't stand down, you've used me for too long. No
I was gonna say, is this Muse featuring Meshuggah? Do I detect a little gent in here? A little gent? I don't know. For our gent lovers out there, they just threw a whole bunch of shit.
They did.
I'm trying to really decipher all of the styles of music that we're hearing in just this small segment that we've listened to.
It almost gives me like Marilyn Manson type of vibes with what they got going on visually. This is almost giving me like a Deftones type of vibe in that slowed down beginning portion, right?
Okay.
And then when they gave you the heavy guitar work, the heaviness and the riffs, it had more of a metal, proggy type of feel, because then it switched into another transition very abruptly. So there's a lot of things going on. I agree with that. So I can't even like say if I like it or don't like it yet, but I will say it sounds creative to me.
Very creative.
It sounds like they're being creative and being innovative in how they're interpreting their sound, even visually. So that's kind of where I'm at with it right now.
Yeah, not to mention that his voice was sort of operatic as well. Like, you know what I mean? And just his approach vocally. So it's a lot.
There's a lot.
Let's keep it going though.
Won't stand down, you've used me for too long. No time. a counterattack. I'm playing you at your own game. I'm cutting you out. A shadow of doubt is gonna hang over your name. I've opened my eyes, I see your disguise. I will never see you the same. I know how to win before you begin. I'll shoot you before you take aim. Now I'm coming back, a counterattack, a psychological war. I'm cutting you in, I'm under your skin. Now I'm gonna settle the score. I've opened my eyes, I see your disguise. I will never see you the same. I know how to win before you begin. I'll shoot you before you take aim. Won't stand down, I'm growing stronger. Won't stand down, I'm old no longer. Won't stand down.
So now that we're clearly more than halfway through the song, I can kind of give a little bit more of how I'm feeling about it. That slow down part that I mentioned earlier, it gives me like Deftone types of vibes. That boom, 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 that boom, boom. I think that that's really cool, and it's got like a smoothed out groove. So I like that portion. And then they transition again very abruptly out of that into the chorus. Right? I thought that was very quick and abrupt. I really would have liked them to let the metal, I'm gonna just call it the metal portion of the song, play out a little bit longer, you know, with those guitar riffs. I really like that. But then when they go into this Won't Stand Down, which is the name of the song, is the chorus, that is very, do I dare say poppy and almost alternative-ish, but more poppy to me. And I do not like the chorus. I can definitively say that. But I love the creativity of what they got going into the chorus.
They taking chances, man.
Yeah. So
if someone said make like, what do we call it? A gent, hardcore, what do you call it? Metalcore breakdown / pop opera. If I asked someone to do something like that and they came with this, I'd say not bad.
yeah.
I was just bullshitting. I didn't actually think you were gonna pull it off. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? It's you know, considering that there's a lot going on, I'm not saying I love it or anything.
Right.
But they're taking chances, and it could sound a lot worse. I will say, man, that I'm gonna have to give this another listen, man. It's just too many different genre bending and genre sort of melding things happening here for me to really digest this and be like, right now. So yeah, well, I'm gonna keep letting it rock, though, man. But I do feel like lyrically it's almost referencing a toxic relationship, though. I never believed that I would concede and let someone trample on me. You strung me along. I thought I was strong, but you were just gaslighting me. This sounds like a modern toxic relationship. That word gaslighting, actually toxic. Like the words toxic, gaslighting. I felt like I never heard those words as much as I have in like the last 6-7 years or something like that. It's crazy how like a word just becomes like its own thing, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But anyways, I'm assuming that gaslighting has existed for
I'm sure
maybe centuries. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But yet in the last 5 years. Okay, I digress. But it sounds like I'm gonna get into the lyrics as we continue to listen to it. But it does sound like it just seems like someone rising above or finding the courage to get out of a toxic situation or relationship. You know, won't what does it say? Won't stand down. I'm growing stronger. Having the strength maybe to leave and to stand up to this person holding them down. Or it could be about aliens, or it could be about the government. You know, I never know what you know, I'm sure Muse has got some sort of multi-layered meaning, but that's off of first listen how to take it as well. All right, man, let's get back to it.
Let's let this rock for a little bit longer. Right out.
detect a growl in there? Muse, man, they put some hair on your chest with that one, huh? Is that common for Muse?
No.
Have they ever ventured into this sort of metal core? I don't know what to call it. Please, guys, don't
get caught up on us
please.
on us like generalizing the genre.
Yeah, I may not have the name correct, but the more hardcore breakdowns. I'm not saying this is like metal. I'm not saying that, but have they experimented with the heavier side of their music like this before in the past? Give us some feedback in the comments, because based off of like Uprising and then this, very, very different look.
And I love that. I love
very, and I appreciate that for sure.
It has that poppy alternative type of feel, but then it has that slowed down. I'm just gonna call it the Deftones type of feel that I like, and they've got some heavy metal in here too, and it's got some prog-ish type of elements in it, and I'm like, again, you said that in the last pause. You like put all that stuff together. It doesn't sound like that would be a good gumbo of mixture. I'd be like, I don't think that's gonna be the shit. But I'm listening to it and I'm like, you know what? It still doesn't like move me. Like I'm like, oh my God, I love the song. That's not what I'm saying, because that's not the case. But it works though. And I have been looking for something newer metal that I can listen to outside of like
or rock.
The staples or rock. George, you've said this in a few videos that we've done on Gojira. You've always been like, what's next for metal? We love elements about metal that's from back in the day that we've done on the channel that we love. But where's the evolution? And Gojira has their own evolution, which is why we love it, because it works. It's still heavy. It's still powerful, but they have their own type of sound within this genre. And I listen to Muse, man, whether you like it or not. This here is a ballsy, gutsy, creative venture from them. And I think they nailed that shit. But if you take that chorus out, that won't stand down, I just don't like the way that sounds. You take that out, yeah, man. The rest of this song, I can really fuck with. So I'm going to give this another listen. And I wouldn't be surprised if giving this a few more listens, that this might actually end up on my playlist. Even though the poppy type of sound that I don't like with the won't back down, even though that's in it and I don't like that portion in the song, it still worked with how they transitioned into it. And they were able to take these kind of chances, and it worked. So to me, I think that's a win, man. I'm excited to hear their album, because if they're taking chances like this throughout the whole album, I think I would really fuck with it.
Yeah, it's I like a lot of what you said there, Ryan, man. This is one of those songs where I just off of first listen don't really like anything in the song, but I appreciate everything in the song.
So I got you.
Like I don't like anything I heard in this song. I'm gonna keep it real with you, and I know that sounds horrible. But this is first listen, and they took some chances. Didn't really like the chorus. Didn't really those breakdowns that are like very prevalent in I would say modern metal, the gent sound, and everybody who's on our Patreon knows that I'm not really into gent sounds. I'm not really into growls.
Right.
A lot of what's happening in the metal scene just hasn't grabbed me, with the exception of bands like maybe a Ginger or a Gojira, bands that just kind of have a certain sound or a certain uniqueness about them, without, I would say, being overbearing using certain elements that seem to grab me. So, but this is a band that has incredible versatility, man. From just, I could just tell that off of only hearing two songs. Maybe we've heard other songs from them, I'm not sure, just in passing, because I know they're a big band. But man, going from Uprising to this and having it somewhat be cohesive and blending this breakdown, because nothing really sounded out of place. It was just odd to me, you know what I'm saying?
Right, I hear you.
Hearing these sort of, maybe not exactly operatic, but this sort of pop / opera / hardcore gent / there's some violins in there, I believe, and he added the growl there. So I don't think it sounded out of place, considering that there's a few different styles being blended here. So that's an achievement, man, because I don't know a lot of bands I feel like that can go from something like Uprising to this and still have it
and pull it off,
make sense.
Yeah,
because certain things there's a lot of skilled bands. We just did a video that a couple of people on Patreon weren't too happy with a new band. We're not gonna put them on blast, and I want to emphasize this band had skill. They had skill. They could play in a very complex fashion, but I just don't know if the composition made sense. It felt like they were trying to force different things in the music, and I mentioned that it just seems like they haven't found their identity. I feel like Muse, I don't think that an identity was lost in his song. I saw them bringing back breakdowns, and I saw things making sense in this while they were sort of melding these different little things from different genres. Right. Man. I'm not gonna make my playlist on first listen. I'm gonna give it another run because if you're creative and you're taking chances, you deserve another listen or two. You know what I mean? So I'll give him another listen or two, not playlist. Didn't necessarily love anything I heard in it, but I appreciate it. So, hey, shout out to everybody that requested that one. That's the end of the video. Give us, let us know when that album's dropping for Muse, man, because I'm curious about the album as well, Ryan. I'm curious about it. Give us some feedback on when the album's supposed to be dropping, and maybe we'll do another one off the album. That's the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed that, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And also, guys, check out our Patreon channel. If you're interested, it will allow you to get exclusive access to our content. The link for that will be in the description. I'm George. That's Ryan, Lost in Vegas.
We out.